A credit card can be a financial superpower or a sinkhole. If you use it right, they can give you flexibility, protection, even rewards. But if you're careless, you could be quietly paying for interest and fees, and we don't like either. But you might be asking, okay, Mark, how do we use credit cards right? That's what we're going to talk about today. I'm Marc Russell, Financial Wellness Board Member at National Debt Relief. Before the features in Time, CNBC, and Forbes magazine, I was juggling bills and digging out of $80,000 of debt. So yeah, I learned the hard way about how to make sure that your cards are working for you, not against you. Right now, I'm proud to say I'm 100% debt-free, and I'm on a mission to make very complex financial concepts that you hear every single day. I want to make them easy so you can transform your financial life. Here's what I wish I knew before I got my first credit card. And as you guys know, I'm going to keep it real the whole way through and give you a few powerful and practical tips. Let's get into it. Let's start with a couple quick relatable stories to show you the risk of using a credit card. A friend of mine, let's call her Kia, wasn't necessarily bad with money. Just like everyone else, she had life happening to her, a streaming service trial that she never canceled, an extra grocery run that she didn't budget for, and a last-minute birthday dinner. Nothing big, nothing crazy. Because she had a credit card, she could pay for it all, but those small swipes, they add up. By the end of the month, she spent $180 more than planned. She carried a balance, and she started paying interest. Next to Kia, there's Jordan. He chased rewards because who doesn't like free flights? But Jordan forgot to pay his balance in full one month. One late fee plus 1 month of interest erased the entire value of his points. He still got the miles, but he basically paid for them in fees. And don't get me wrong, there's absolutely no shame here. These mistakes are very common, and the fix to high interest rates and late fees isn't to swear off cards forever. It's to understand the inner workings of credit cards, add a simple system, and make them work for you instead of against you. Let's break down the money mechanics of a credit card very quickly. First, you have interest. When you don't pay your statement balance in full, the remaining balance starts accruing interest, often at a high APR or annual percentage rate. Even a small $20 carried from last month isn't just going to be $20. They got to make their money, so there's going to be interest on top of that. And if you stack 5 of those together, it's $100. It's really as easy as that. And it's basically going to be gathering interest while you're busy with life. And over a few months, that total cost, it sneaks up on you. Now let's talk about fees. Late fees for missing a due date and cash advance fees for ATM withdrawals. Some cards even charge foreign transaction fees. So if you're traveling abroad, you might have to pay fees if you're using it to buy a sandwich, for example. One slip up can cost more than the reward you earned that month. But here's the easy safeguard. Try to auto pay as much as you can, but you want to make sure you're doing it on time every single month. And then you can pay the rest manually if you prefer. And that small $20 you spend time to time, just remember, it's not about a single swipe. It's the pattern. As I tell my students, we want to focus on the habit. 2 takeouts, a forgotten subscription, a small impulse purchase, maybe a concert happening in your city, and suddenly the balance is higher than what you expected. And you're paying for yesterday's convenience today. So how do we make credit cards work for both first-timers and seasoned users? This is what I knew before I got my first card. Try to pay in full on time, or at least make the minimum payments. In the best case scenario, pay your statement balance every month. However, if your cash flow fluctuates, consider setting auto pay for the minimum so you never trigger a late fee. Then make extra payments during the month as money comes in. But here's a pro tip. You can even schedule a mid-month payment to keep your utilization low. You can also track your spending the easy way. Use your credit card's app to set real-time alerts. I have them set up for each one of my cards. Notify me at $100 spent or alert me for every transaction. I actually have one set up where if I spend even $1, I'm getting an alert. Not only to remind me of that transaction, but to also tell me, okay, well, I'm spending money. Because sometimes you can use a credit card and it feels like fake money at times, until you get that alert that says, hey, you spent money. And also do a 5-minute weekly check-in. Open the app, categorize your charges, scan for any weird activity, and ask yourself, would I buy this again, or was this an impulse buy? And the cool thing is, no spreadsheets required, just a flow to keep you on top of your spending. And please, don't treat your credit card like cash. Making payments with your card feels painless. And that's why it's up to you to create a little friction so it's not as easy to buy something. For example, try a 24-hour delay rule for non-essentials so you can add the cart and then decide if you want to buy it tomorrow. Or freeze the card in the app after you pay bills and unfreeze it when you truly need it. Or use one card for fixed bills, which can be on auto pay and very predictable, and another for variable spending expenses like groceries, gas, a little bit of fun on the weekends, so you can see exactly where all your money goes. And make rewards a bonus, not a reason to have a credit card. Trust me, as someone who loves to travel, points are great if you pay in in full and you get them as a bonus, instead of the points being the sole reason of making the purchase in the first place. Otherwise, you're basically buying points at interest. Pick 1 or 2 cards that match your life: groceries if you have a family, travel if you like to fly a lot, maybe cash back. Set it on auto pay and move on. Next, you want to build a tiny buffer. Even 300 to 500 in a separate peace of mind fund can keep a surprise expense from becoming an expensive interest charge, when a fee or charge would normally force you to carry a balance. Having that buffer that could absorb the hit, that keeps you in control. Want to know more about the basics of an emergency fund? Check out this blog on National Debt Relief's website. And remember, this isn't about being flawless. It's about building small habits that compound in your favor, allowing you to harness the true power of credit cards. You don't want to have them working against you and your wallet. You want them to work for you. All right, folks, that's it. Here's a quick recap of what we talked about. Small swipes, they add up. Interest and fees are the real cost. And keeping utilization low gives you breathing room and also shows the lenders that you're the real deal. Painful when you can, automate at least a minimum as a backstop. Track spending with alerts and add a little friction before you swipe. Also, let rewards be the cherry on top, but not the cake itself. And if your credit cards or other unsecured debts have already piled up on you and you're struggling to get ahead, you don't have to figure it out all alone. National Debt Relief helps people resolve their unsecured debts through structured plans that fits their real life. To see what your options are, head to nationaldebtrelief.com to book a free, no obligation consultation call. The solution to your debt may be closer than what you might think. And in the meantime, if you have any other financial related questions, check out the other videos on National Debt Relief's channel. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.